Welcome back, everyone, and today's Day Zero build is a character I'm personally very excited for. Erwin Smith, Strategic Mastermind. He is a 5-hander, 34 health. I'm glad we're getting some good 5-handers in. Sorry, Beast Titan. He has Air and Death as his symbols, and the Survey Corps trait. He has an Enhance once per turn, build the top card of your deck, build the top or bottom card of your deck face down. This attack gets +3 or -3 speed. I love abilities that mess with the bottom of the deck. I think that is really cool and very unexplored. And just free +3, -3 speed, and you get a free build once per turn, both players' turns, is pretty freaking good. And then he has Response after a foundation is destroyed. Sacrificing a card counts as destroying it. You get to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, and you may put one of them on bottom. So anytime your foundation or your rival's foundation is destroyed, you get to guarantee your check. That's ridiculous. This dude's going to be really fun, so let's see what we got for him. Starting off with attacks, we start with the new shift attack, Colossus Titan's Destructive Power. This is a 9 difficulty, 3 diff. So it's not a 4 check, it's a 9-3. And while you may think 9 is pretty hefty on a 5-hander, we get to build a free foundation every turn on our turn and every turn on our rival's turn. We're going to build pretty quick. We're going to be fine. It's a shift Titan attack, 7 mid for 13. This wears +3 speed very well. Make it 10-13. Just build a foundation, 10-13, throw this at your rival. 0 mid block, which is amazing. Blitz, your rival sacrifices, destroys, 1 foundation, then commits a foundation, then flips a ready foundation. You just tell your rival, no, I'm going to give this 3 speed, you're going to lose a foundation, commit a foundation, and flip a ready foundation. And then I'm going to make sure I have a good check on top of my deck. Maybe put something to the bottom that I can then build for later. So, just amazing card here. And it shifts into Bertolt's Devotion, a unique foundation, ranged foundation, which is weird. Response, after your unblocked attack deals damage to a character, your rival loses 2 health. It does not have a commit cost, a sacrifice cost, a remove cost. Just anytime your attack is not blocked, your rival's going to lose an additional 2 health. Amazing. We have Erwin's Final Charge, fitting. A 5-3, 5 mid for 5 with a 2 mid block. Breaker 1, charge and weapon. As a blitz, we get to sacrifice any number of foundations. This attack gets +1 damage for each foundation sacrificed this way, and if we sacrifice 5 or more foundations this way, it gets +5 speed. So if we sack 5 foundations, this is a 10 mid 10. And we get to guarantee our next check. That's a really good rate. Granted, we could just throw this at the end of a string after we know we're going to check a 5 or a 6. Maybe we've got some check boosting. And just chuck this when our rival can't block it. Blow up all of our foundations and just shoot for game. This is a game-ending card. We just count up how many foundations we have, make sure our rival can't block a 10 mid, and just wreck. It's really, really powerful. We have Too Big to Contain, a 7-4, 6 mid for 7 with a 2 mid block. Response, after this attack resolves, destroy 1 rival ready foundation. So we get to destroy a rival's ready foundation, and we get to check the top 2 cards of our deck, because that response is not once per turn. So we can check it when we use Colossal Titan's Destructive Power, and then check it when we do Too Big to Contain, and we can constantly continue to make sure that our checks are going to be good. We have Grisha's Transformation. This is a 7-4, 3 high for 11 with a 2 mid block. Blitz, Ruin 2. Ruin forces your rival to sacrifice face down foundations, which destroys them, which means we check the top 2 cards of our deck. Really powerful. Ravages of War, an 8-4, 8 high for 8, 2 high block. Blitz, your rival discards a card, sacrifices a foundation, and spends a momentum. And we get to do Erwin things. Response, after you block with this card, if you have 6 or fewer foundations, your rival discards a card and you draw a card. So, good defensively, but again, forcing your rival to destroy a foundation, you get to check your checks. Really, really cool. Risky Encounter. Of course, until this card is banned, Risky Encounter is going to be in all these decks. It's a 5/3, 4 high for 4 with a 1 high block, stun 1. Blitz, if your rival has more foundations than you do, this attack gets plus X damage, X equals the difference. Form, discard pile, so only while this card's in your discard pile, sacrifice 3 foundations. Try to play this attack from your discard pile as your next form. It gets -2 difficulty, so it becomes a 3 diff. And after we sacrifice the 3 foundations, we can guarantee that we get a 5 check on top of our deck for good measure. It's insane. Risky Encounter's probably going to get hit. Mark my words, it is October 30th. Risky Encounter might get hit because of characters like Erwin just constantly guaranteeing, and of course all the other shenanigans Risky can do, but still fun. And lastly, we have Mass Decay, a 5/3, 4 low for 5 with a 2 low block. Enhance, spend 1 momentum. Your rival destroys 1 foundation and flips 1 ready foundation. So again, getting rid of our rival's ready foundations, well, flips a ready foundation, getting rid of a rival foundation, making sure we can check the top stuff. Just a really good card. This is really cool. This whole package of getting rid of my rival's foundations and then making sure I'm going to check well is a really solid play. And like a lot of these have the 4 check. It's good. On to assets, we have Interdimensional Plants, a 3/5 with a 2 high block. Enhance Commit, sacrifice 1 foundation. Draw 1 card, your next check gets +1. So, we commit and sacrifice the foundation as our cost, which then we get to respond with Erwin. So we can look at the top 2, and we can put 1 on the bottom of the deck if we want, and then draw the card. We get to guarantee draw the card we want, and our next check is +1. So really cool there. And then Enhance, spend 1 momentum, your attack gets +3 damage, and you can gain 1 health. So for the cost of our once per turn and a momentum, we give an attack 3/3. That's pretty good, especially on something like an Erwin's Final Charge that we've boosted to high hell, making this a 10 mid whatever, and then making it a 13 mid whatever. Just really, really powerful card there. On to actions, we have Deadly Conflict. This is a 2/5 with a 2 mid block. It has Enhance. If your attack deals damage to a character, your rival loses 2 health and you gain 2 health. So if they couldn't block our big attack, they lose an extra 2 health, and we get some health back. Or first form, remove, sacrifice 1 foundation. There's our cost, so we get to check the top 2. And then our rival sacrifices a foundation, and we get to check the top 2. So we could basically guarantee that our first check is going to pass, obviously unless we're throwing one of these big 9 or 7 or 8 diffs. But we can guarantee we have a 5 on top, or a 6 if we're running them. I think we're running some. I build some of these a couple days in advance, so sometimes I'm learning things as I'm going. And then we have Go for the Win, a 2/5 with a 1 low block. As a form, we get to sacrifice a foundation. If our rival has more foundations than us, we get to build the top 2 cards of our deck and then remove this card. Obviously, really good. Or response, after our rival passes on playing an Enhance, we can respond with this card. Our attack gets +2 speed. Could be very useful both ways, either for the early build and then a peek at the top of our deck, or just that extra 2 speed to throw off our rival's block math. On to the foundations. Some of these are going to have the new Outwit trigger, because we can build from the top or bottom of our deck face down, so we could put a card that has Outwit on the bottom of our deck, and then keep a good check on top, and then build the bottom card that has Outwit. So we have a lot of Outwit stuff here. First is Adapting the Plan, a 2/5 with a 3 high block. Response Outwit, which means we have to have this face up or face down and ready in our stage. Then when we respond with Outwit, we unflip and commit. That's our cost. After our rival reduces the speed of our attack, it gets +4 speed. Joke's on you. You thought I was going to go slower, but no, gotta go fast. Next we have Gathering Supplies. Speaking of going fast, a 1/5 with a 2 high block. Enhance, sacrifice 1 foundation. This attack gets +1 speed. And then, of course, Erwin things. Basically, anything that says sacrifice, we're going to do Erwin things. We have Battle Plan, a 4/5 with a 3 low block. Response, Outwit. After one of our foundations is committed due to a rival effect, our rival sacrifices a foundation. Great move. And then as an enhance, our attack is +1 speed for free. Just really powerful there. We have Coming to Terms. It's a 1/5 with a 3 low block. Enhance, sacrifice 1 foundation. If our attack deals damage to a character, our rival loses 1 health. Even more burn when our rival cannot deal with our attacks. We have Pushing the Limits, a 1/5 with a 3 high block. Response, flip. After we sacrifice 1 or more foundations, draw 1 card. So we respond to the sacrifice with Erwin to check the top 2 cards of our deck, and we can guarantee draw the card we want with Pushing the Limits. The Greater Goal, a 2/5 with a 3 mid block. Response, flip 1 foundation. After 1 or more foundations are destroyed, including sacrifice, this attack gets +2 or -2 damage. When all of our attacks are forcing us to either sacrifice our foundations or destroy our rivals' foundations, this allows us to reset our outwits and get damage boosts, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. For defense, we have Mikasa defeats the female Titan, 2/4, 3 low block, response flip. After we block an attack, that attack deals no damage. We have Eaten by the Bearded Titan. It's a 2/5 with a 3 high block. A tenacious enhance of sacrifice. This attack gets -3 speed. So -3 speed, we get to check the top 2 cards of our deck, put the better check on top, and we can also give, or we could keep 2 on top, build 1, and then Erwin -3 speed, so we get -6 speed, and we know what we're checking. Absolutely ridiculous. We have Smiling Death, a 2/5 with a 2 mid block. Response, remove. After this card is destroyed, flip a rival foundation. We selectively flip our rival foundation. So between this, Colossus Titan's destructive power, mass decay, we are just tearing up our rival's stage. We have Confronting the MLA, 1/5, 2 high block. Response, remove. After this foundation is destroyed, your rival spends a momentum, so they don't get to have momentum either, similar to Ravages of War. We have Split Body Control, a 2/5 with a 3 low block. Response, flip. After our attack is blocked, we get to flip a rival foundation. Again, selectively. We are guaranteeing this dude is going to have so much stage control, it's going to be disgusting. Both his own stage, because he builds once each turn, like the Kirishima of old. Yeah, this guy might have to get eroded eventually. He can build once per turn during each player's turn, which the old Kirishima 1 could do that. And he got banned. But also, he gives -3 or +3 speed on that once per turn, and anytime any foundations are destroyed, he gets to just check the top 2 cards of his deck, put the worst check on bottom, so he can check the next good card. This guy's going to be nuts. Especially when we have cards like Immortal Shapeshifter. 2/5, 3 high block. Response, check a 5. After 1 or more of your foundations are destroyed, gain a health. And enhance, sacrifice a foundation. This attack gets +1 damage. So we have a lot of ways to build and a lot of ways to keep ourselves out of deadlock. So we are constantly going to be moving all of our cards. If you like to touch cards, this is the deck for you. This guy touches cards all over the place. We have Botan's Coaching, 0/5, 3 mid block. Enhance, flip. Both players discard 1 card and draw 1 card. Simple card cycle. We have Syndicate Target. It's a 0/6 with a 0 low block, and if we block with it, we lose a health. It's a 6 check that we like to see that we can keep on top. And always cool, this is a 2/5 with a 2 low block, excuse me. If it's in our card pool, it cannot leave the card pool during the combat phase. As an enhance, we can add it to our card pool to build the top 2 cards of our deck. And as a response, we can destroy it. After an attack is played, the damage of that attack cannot be modified. And then we get to check the top 2 cards of our deck. So this guy has so much synergy, especially on the death build. With stuff like Outwit and just being able to build his stage, destroy his stage, kind of like the 7-hander Erwin from, Battle for Humanity. Except I like this one a lot better. Not only can he take a hit better, but +3, -3 speed once per turn, and we can constantly check the top 2 cards of our deck to guarantee that we're checking well. This dude's gonna be a 5-hand monster. I know a lot of people hate 5-handers, but I'm gonna put some work into this guy, and I'm gonna terrorize people. It's gonna be fun, and if I'm not practicing with my Hermit style decks, I'm definitely gonna build someone like Erwin Smith Strategic Mastermind and just terrorize people. But yeah, so that is the day 0 for Erwin Smith Strategic Mastermind. What do you guys think of this 5-hand menace? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't. It supports the channel a lot, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care.